If you want something that will make your head swim, read Psalm 147, verse 4. He counts the number of stars. He calls them all by name. Now just think of that for a minute. He counts the number of stars. Well, how many is that? About 200 years before Christ, there was an astronomer called Hipparchus who said there were only 850 stars. Science preached that for some 300 years. So much for science. Then all of a sudden comes Galileo and the invention of the telescope. And presto, Galileo sees millions of stars. So much for Galileo. Then comes the Hubble telescope. The astronomer looks and then almost falls off his chair. You know what he sees? He sees there is an average of 100 billion stars in a single galaxy. 100 billion stars in one galaxy. And hold your britches, there are 10 billion galaxies within the range of the telescope. When I started preaching almost 70 years ago, we had the critics laughing at the statement in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 12, where it tells us, the posterity of Abraham will be so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sea, sand which is by the seashore, innumerable. I've had them openly laugh at that statement, saying there's no possible comparison between the stars and the sand. But now we know that the sand and the stars are in the same numerical range. So the laughter dies down. Thus we have the miracle of creation by God. But that's only the beginning of the story. Look at this. God counts the number of stars. Your fancy calculator may calculate the amount of the national debt. It doesn't have enough numbers to count the stars. No big deal for God. He can easily count them because He made them in the first place. But there's more than that to the story too. I think that's the really big thing, and that is He gives every star a name. I bet He has a bunch of them named Harold too. But just think of that. Every star has a different name because every star is different, just like every snowflake or every blade of grass. What a wonderful, wonderful God we have. Far beyond our wildest imagination is this wonderful God. But it's easy for God because He's God. It's impossible for us because we're human. You know what? Jesus tells us that the very hairs of our head are numbered. Not counted, but numbered. That is, when one hair falls, a number is missing. That's how meticulous and perfect the wonderful Heavenly Father is. So the next time you get down in the dumps, just remember this great and mighty God who numbers the stars and counts the grains of sand. He's mindful of you. He knows what we face. He helps us in our time of need. The psalmist knew that away back yonder when he exclaimed in wonder, "Great is the Lord, greatly to be praised. His greatness is unsearchable." Psalm 145, verse 3. Wonderful, what a wonderful God we have watching over us. Now, knowing that, I can sleep tonight. Heavenly Father, we thank You that You're so great, and yet You're mindful of every one of us. You know our names, and You know how we feel and where we're at. Thank You for being such a great God. In Jesus' name, amen.